Merry Christmas, Mr. Green here. This is the first in a series of videos called the 12 Days of Codemas. First things first, these videos are a little bit of fun. Don't worry too much if the code covers things you haven't used before. I will talk you through each bit. Right, I found this online from the PiHut down here. These people sell Raspberry Pis, Arduinos, microbits, all these kind of things. We'll come on to what they are in a little bit. But each day, we have days 1 to 12 is a different little project for me to do. Little fun project, trying different peripherals we can do. So let's start day 1. We'll grab out the thing, if I can get it out. Oh, come on. This is where, there we go. Put that there. Alright, so in the box we have a breadboard, little bag, a micro USB cable, put that down there for now, and a breadboard. So this is where you can connect all our circuits together, so we'll use this more later on. And then we have something here called a Raspberry Pi. So I take this out of this tiny little box. This card has anti-static varnish, so it keeps it safe. Get it out of the box. Come on. Come on. God, there we go. Right, so this is called a Raspberry Pi Pico. The camera can focus a little bit. Come on, camera. There we go, a little bit better. So on the front here, we have a button, an LED up here. This is where the CPU is on the chip, and we've got a micro USB connector. On the back, we've got all these pins. So these are called general purpose input-output pins. So we'll go on to what they are in a little bit. So this is of a family of things called a Raspberry Pi, and this also is one of my own Raspberry Pis. So this is called a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus. I don't know if you can see it right there. There we go, Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus. So this is a microcomputer. So just like my desktop, which I'm running right now, this is the same thing but smaller and not as powerful. Still quite powerful for what it is, for a tiny little computer, but it's not as powerful as a desktop, but still really useful. Whereas this is a microcontroller. So what the difference is, the CPU in both of these do two different things. So this one, in the 3 Model B Plus, acts as a normal CPU, just like a computer does. Whereas the one in the Pi Pico, this little black square there, this acts as the brains of a circuit. It's a little bit different. And another example of a microcontroller is a microbit. You might have used one of these before. Quite a handy little thing. This is an old one, which again you can see where the processors are there. And we've got all our little pins there and our little LED array. But we're not going to be using this today. What we are going to be using is our Raspberry Pi Pico. So if I put this over here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to attach our Pico to our breadboard. So notice we've got all these pins here. These fit into these holes here. So I need to make sure that I get facing the top, and then find row C, just the top there. I don't know if you can see the individual letters. Come on, camera, you can focus. You can do it. Let me take this out. Can you focus? Oh, there we go. The A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Then down the side we have 1 to, what is that, 30. So we want to line at the top here for pin 1, which is this very top corner here, top left corner, into C. And H needs to be pin, I believe that's 40. And number 1 as well. And then we push it in. Just like that. And that is the first bit done. Right, so then we take our USB cable. Unscrew it, put that down, stretch it all out. Now, my computer is literally just down here, so I'm going to plug this into my USB cable, well, USB port, sorry, rather. And then I can plug it in to our Raspberry Pico. But before I do that, I need to do something on the software. Right, so I now need to do something on the software. So, got my two things. Cable's plugged in, so I need to plug in my Python, my open Thonny. So we've got Thonny open here. Right, we see now that I've got a little button here called boot cell. And if you can see it, that little white thing there. So when I plug this in, I'm going to do it with this hand so I can use my mouse in the other hand. I'm holding this button down. So in it goes. And now we see that the bottom right says RPI-RP2 install or autoplay thing. We come into our Dunny, down the bottom right corner. Look at that. See install micro Python. Click on that. We found that it's that one. We are using a pico, the latest version. We can install. I'm still holding down this button. If I don't hold this button down, it will not do it. Now it's just waiting for port. Holding down the button. As soon as it's done, it will warning could not find port. Now we're done. It might come up with a warning. Now I can release the button. And we should be in Raspberry Pi. I'll click that one, then configure interpreter. Onto MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico. Click OK. We're now to connect on COM3 port not found. Interesting. Give me 2 seconds to figure this out. Right, so I'm back. Yeah, there's always going to be issues. I'm not always 100% correct. So what I had to do then was I had to unplug my Raspberry Pi, plug it back in again, and then up here into Tools, in Run, there's a Stop Restart Backend. So it did that and it is now connected. So within Python thing, we can do print, and then we make it a string. So this is my pico talking. I can't type today. Then we press F5. Down the bottom here we see this is my pico talking. So this is running off Raspberry Pi. Right, so now that we've actually written some code onto our Raspberry Pi, we can start doing things with our pins. So we start to put our GPIOs, our general purpose input output pins. So Raspberry Pi Foundation have handily made us this nice little graphic when I can get across on my screen. I'll get rid of that camera quickly. So it shows us all the different kind of pins that we've got. As you can see, we've got to start top left here as pin 1. It's all the way down to 20. We've got a few debug pins, and it goes back from 21 all the way up to 40. Now these can all do different things, and we've got on the left hand side here a key of what they can do. So the one we're going to be interested in today, just a little one, is this one at the top, the LED GP25. So what we can do is on our little pico, if I bring our camera back, just up here, just at the top corner, I don't know if you can really see it on here. You'll be able to see it when we do some of the video stuff with it. There's a little LED, so that is up here on our board. So we can interact with that. And how do we interact with that? So what can we do with these pins? So there are certain things we can do with these pins, and in particular that GP25. So if we go back into our Thonny, if I get rid of our camera again and bring up Thonny. So first thing we need to do, we go from machine, import, and then we do pin. So this line of code. So it's saying from the library machine. So our library is like a book. It tells the computer what we do. Someone smart has made a book of what machine is. And then we're telling the Raspberry Pi, from that, we're going to import the chapter pin. And then next thing we can do is make our variable. So we're going to call it on board ND. Nice, neat, nice name. Then we have sum operator equals. Then we're going to use the thing we just imported, pin, open up brackets, 25, because the pin we want is number 25, just there. I'll bring that down here. Pin 25, then we're going to comma, pin dot out. Close our brackets. So pin.out is something that is within pin itself. And then we go to a new line, and go onboard, help with the spell board, LED dot value 1. So what this short map code is doing, make some space so we can see it easier. So from machine we're importing just pin, the chapter pin. Then we're making our variable onboard LED and assigning it the value pin 25 and it's pin out. So that will be outbound. And with that variable onboard.value, so within, let's make it lowercase, whichever read through this, onboard.value is a function built within the pin variable, the pin data type. Because what we've done is basically imported a data type called pin, and we're just going to set that to 1, much like a binary. So binary is 0 off, 1 on. So if we run this, make sure we can show it on our camera. At the top here, press F5 to run it, and we should see that that light has just come on. And then if I change the code over here to 0, press F5 again, light goes off. So we're now learning how we can program a little microcontroller. Cool. So that is day 1 complete. We've had a bit of a play with our Raspberry Pi Pico. And now we know that we can control LEDs on here. We've got our pins that are now in our breadboard. We can now control our code. Well, we can code now and control it through Pi Pico. Let's quickly recap. So a Pi Pico is a microcontroller. So it is the brains of a circuit, whereas a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus, this is a microcomputer. So it's like a normal computer, but tiny. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely Christmas. Be on the lookout for day 2.